Rice, a dietary staple for billions, cherished across continents and cultures, a symbol of sustenance and culture woven into the fabric of daily life. But what if this humble grain held a hidden danger, a threat that goes unnoticed in our everyday meals? A silent threat lurking within each bite, unseen and undetected. The truth is, much of the rice consumed globally contains arsenic, a naturally occurring element that can wreak havoc on human health. This isn't just a minor concern, it's a significant issue that demands our attention. While not immediately lethal, chronic exposure to even low levels of arsenic can have insidious effects, particularly on our kidneys. Over time, this exposure can lead to serious health complications. This isn't about inciting panic, but about sparking awareness. Knowledge is our first line of defense. It's about understanding the potential risks associated with a food we've long considered benign, and taking steps to protect ourselves and future generations. Simple actions like rinsing rice thoroughly or choosing rice from regions with lower arsenic levels can make a difference. Because when it comes to our health, even a single grain of truth can make all the difference. Let's be informed, be cautious, and ensure that our daily bread remains a source of nourishment, not harm. Arsenic isn't some man-made concoction, it's a naturally occurring element found in the Earth's crust. It seeps into groundwater, contaminating water sources used for irrigation. Rice, with its water-intensive cultivation, readily absorbs arsenic from the soil, trapping it within its grains. But the story doesn't end there. Industrial practices, past and present, have exacerbated the problem. The use of arsenic-based pesticides and fertilizers has left a legacy of contamination in many rice-growing regions. The result? A silent invasion of our dinner plates. Our kidneys are the body's tireless filters, working diligently to remove waste and toxins from our bloodstream. But arsenic, with its insidious nature, disrupts this delicate balance. Long-term exposure to arsenic, even at low levels, can damage the intricate filtering units within our kidneys, impairing their ability to function properly. This can lead to a cascade of health problems, including chronic kidney disease, a debilitating condition with no cure. The danger lies in the silence. Arsenic poisoning is often slow and insidious, its symptoms subtle and easily mistaken for other ailments. By the time the damage becomes apparent, it may be too late to reverse. The pervasiveness of arsenic in rice is a global health concern of staggering proportions. The World Health Organization estimates that billions of people worldwide are exposed to unsafe levels of arsenic through their diet, with rice consumption being a major contributor. The burden of this crisis falls disproportionately on developing countries where rice is a dietary staple and access to clean water and healthcare is limited. But the issue knows no geographical boundaries. Even in developed nations, arsenic in rice poses a significant public health threat. The statistics are alarming, but they also serve as a call to action. We can no longer afford to ignore this silent epidemic. Section 5. A Farmer's Tale. Witnessing the impact of contaminated rice firsthand. I'll never forget the day I met a rice farmer in Bangladesh, his weathered face etched with a mixture of pride and despair. He spoke of generations tending to these flooded fields, providing sustenance for their families and communities. But his voice cracked as he shared his fears about the changing times. The once life-giving water now carried a hidden threat, slowly poisoning the very crops they relied upon. He told me of neighbors and loved ones falling ill, their kidneys failing under the silent burden of arsenic. His story, though heartbreaking, ignited a fire within me, a determination to shed light on this invisible enemy and empower others to protect themselves. The farmer showed me the water they used, now tainted with invisible toxins. Scientists had confirmed the presence of arsenic, a slow and silent killer. The villagers, unaware of the danger, continued their daily routines. Efforts were being made to educate and provide safer alternatives, but the road ahead was long and fraught with challenges. Yet, amidst the despair, there was a glimmer of hope, a belief that through collective effort, change was possible. This journey opened my eyes to the resilience of these communities and their unwavering spirit to overcome adversity. It was a powerful reminder of the impact we can have when we stand together. Section 6. Beyond the symptoms. The long-term health risks of arsenic accumulation. The dangers of arsenic extend far beyond kidney damage. This insidious element has been linked to a range of health problems, including skin lesions and pigmentation changes, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and certain types of cancer. What's even more concerning is that arsenic can accumulate in our bodies over time, its toxic effects compounding with each exposure. This is particularly worrisome for pregnant women, as arsenic can cross the placental barrier, potentially harming the developing fetus. The long-term health consequences of arsenic exposure are far-reaching and demand our attention. Section 7. Protecting our plates, practical steps to minimize arsenic intake. The good news is that we're not powerless against this invisible threat. By making informed choices and adopting simple practices, we can significantly reduce our exposure to arsenic in rice. Here are a few practical steps you can take today. Choose rice varieties known to have lower arsenic levels, such as basmati or jasmine rice. Rinse rice thoroughly before cooking to remove excess surface arsenic. Cook rice in a larger volume of water, using a ratio of 6:1, water to rice. Drain the excess water after cooking, similar to how you would cook pasta. These small changes can make a big difference in reducing your arsenic intake. Section 8. Cooking with caution. Simple techniques to reduce arsenic levels in rice. Arsenic is a naturally occurring element that can be harmful when consumed in large amounts, and rice is particularly susceptible to absorbing it from the soil and water. Beyond choosing the right rice and rinsing it thoroughly, which is the first step in reducing arsenic levels, there are specific cooking methods that can further reduce arsenic levels. These methods are simple yet effective and can be easily incorporated into your daily cooking routine. Parboiling. This technique, commonly used in India and other parts of Asia, involves partially boiling rice before removing the excess water. This process helps in reducing the arsenic content significantly. This can remove up to 50% of the arsenic content. Using a rice cooker. Modern rice cookers often come with settings that allow you to cook rice with more water, which can help flush out arsenic. By using more water than usual, the arsenic is diluted and can be drained away with the excess water. Adding ingredients. Some studies suggest that adding ingredients like garlic or onions during cooking may help bind to arsenic and reduce its absorption. These ingredients not only enhance the flavor, but also contribute to making your meal safer. While these methods may not completely eliminate arsenic, they can significantly lower the levels present in your cooked rice. Incorporating these techniques into your cooking routine can significantly minimize your exposure to arsenic, making your meals healthier and safer for you and your family. By being mindful of these practices, you can enjoy your rice dishes with greater peace of mind, knowing that you are taking steps to reduce potential health risks. Section 9. A call for change. Advocating for safer rice production and consumption. Addressing the issue of arsenic in rice requires a multifaceted approach, involving stakeholders across the entire food chain. We need stricter regulations on the use of arsenic-based pesticides and fertilizers, along with investments in sustainable farming practices that minimize arsenic uptake in rice. Consumers have a role to play as well, by demanding transparency from food manufacturers and supporting brands committed to producing arsenic-free rice. We can drive positive change in the industry. This isn't just about individual choices, it's about collective action to protect public health. Section 10. The future of food, embracing sustainable practices for a healthier tomorrow. The challenge of arsenic in rice highlights a larger issue, the interconnectedness of our food system and the environment. As we grapple with the consequences of industrial agriculture and climate change, it's clear that business as usual is no longer an option. The future of food lies in embracing sustainable practices that prioritize both human and planetary health. This includes investing in research and development of rice varieties that are naturally resistant to arsenic uptake, as well as exploring alternative farming methods that minimize environmental impact. By rethinking our relationship with food, we can create a more resilient and equitable food system for generations to come. Section 11. A grain of hope, empowering ourselves through knowledge and action. The discovery of arsenic in rice might seem like a cause for despair, but I choose to see it as a catalyst for change. We have the power to make informed choices, to advocate for safer food production, and to embrace a more sustainable future. Knowledge is power. By understanding the risks associated with arsenic exposure and taking steps to mitigate them, we can protect ourselves and our families. Let's not allow fear to paralyze us, but rather, let it fuel our determination to create a healthier and more just food system for all. The journey begins with a single step, a single choice, a single grain of hope.